Okay, so today we are talking all about chocolate.
Hmm.
Well, maybe not all about chocolate, more like, we all love a good chocolate bar.
Right.
But have you ever thought about what goes into making that deliciousness?
Yeah, actually, I was just thinking about that the other day. I was
Yeah.
like, how do they get it so smooth?
It's pretty amazing. Well, today we're diving deep, no pun intended,
Yeah.
into the world of the cocoa mill operator. These are the folks behind the scenes working their magic to turn those bitter cocoa beans into the rich cocoa powder we all know and love.
It's a surprisingly technical job, too, from what I've read.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got some great insights to help us break it all down thanks to RoleCatcher.com.
They have some awesome resources on there.
They really do. They're a fantastic career development platform, by the way, if anyone out there is, looking for a career change.
We're just curious about different jobs.
Exactly. But anyway, their guide for aspiring cocoa mill operators is particularly fascinating.
I learned a lot just from reading through it.
Me too. Okay, so when we think cocoa mill operator, we probably picture someone, grinding cocoa beans, right?
Yeah, that's so.
But what else is there? What does a day in the life actually look like?
Well, you're right. It's not just about crushing beans. RoleCatcher points out that these operators work with some seriously cool tech,
Oh,
like air classification systems.
our classification systems.
Yeah, it sounds kind of
A
intimidating.
little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's actually how they get that perfect texture and density in the cocoa powder.
Wait, so different densities for different uses?
Exactly.
Like, is that why my baking cocoa is different from my hot cocoa powder?
Precisely.
Whoa.
The air classification system helps operators fine-tune the powder for its intended use. Think about it. Baking chocolate, drinking chocolate, even cosmetics.
Oh, wow.
They all need different types of cocoa powder. And the mill operator is the one making sure it's all up to par. RoleCatcher actually gives this great example of,
Okay, stop right there. That's where it gets really interesting, and we're going to pick it up right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. So before the break, you were about to give an example of the air classification thing.
oh, right, yeah.
How does that actually work, the separating the cocoa powder?
Okay, so picture this. You have all these cocoa particles,
All right.
and they're swirling around in this stream of air, like a, I don't know, cocoa cyclone or something.
I like that, cocoa cycles.
Right.
Yeah.
And by adjusting the airflow, the operator can actually separate out the particles.
By size.
Yeah, by size and weight.
Ah.
So the finest particles, those become your premium drinking chocolate,
Hmm.
super smooth.
I
And then the slightly heavier ones, those are perfect for baking.
like for brownies and stuff.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Like they're cocoa whisperers or something.
Cocoa whispers, I love it. But RoleCatcher also mentioned that this whole thing is getting even more high tech.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what's the deal with that?
Well, they're starting to use AI-powered sensors in these factories.
AI, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
To do what?
To analyze the cocoa beans.
Like, what are they looking for?
Everything. Moisture levels, bean size, you name it. And they can do it all in real time.
Wow.
So the operator isn't just grinding beans anymore. They're
Wow.
working alongside this sophisticated technology to make sure the cocoa powder is,
Perfect.
exactly, consistent quality, every single batch.
That's wild. So you're almost like a cocoa scientist or something.
Right. It's pretty cool.
That's so cool. But let's talk about the actual work environment for a second.
Sure.
It can't be all, sunshine and chocolate fountains.
Sadly, no, although that would be amazing.
Right.
But yeah, you are in a working factory.
So it's probably pretty loud.
Yeah, it can get noisy.
Yeah.
Earplugs are definitely your friend.
And probably dusty too, right?
Definitely some dust.
So you're rocking the earplugs, the dust mask.
Yeah, it's all part of the uniform.
Fashionable.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, think of the stories you could tell.
Right.
Oh, this isn't cocoa powder on my shirt. It's cocoa dust from the factory.
Exactly.
But in all seriousness, RoleCatcher did mention that ventilation is super important in these factories.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, for one thing, it helps with the dust situation. But also, good lighting is really important in this job.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, you need to be able to see what you're doing.
Makes sense.
You're checking the cocoa powder for any imperfections,
Yeah.
making sure it meets those high standards.
So attention to detail is key.
Absolutely.
So it's like a blend of technical skills and
Yeah.
sensory skills.
Yeah, you got to use all your senses.
That's so interesting. So where can this kind of job take you?
That's the exciting part. RoleCatcher outlines a pretty clear path for advancement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might start as an entry-level operator, assisting with the machines.
Learning from the pros.
Exactly. And as you gain experience, you can move up to senior operator.
And then what?
Well, you could be in charge of an entire production line,
Wow.
troubleshooting problems, training new hires.
That's a pretty big responsibility.
It is, but it's also really rewarding. And who knows, with all this new technology, there might be even more opportunities down the line.
Jobs that we haven't even thought of yet.
Exactly.
So you start by like learning the basics of cocoa,
Right.
and then suddenly you're in charge of a whole team of cocoa whisperers, maybe even programming those AI sensors to sniff out the best beans.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It really shows how much potential there is in a field like this, even if it seems, kind of niche.
Totally. And RoleCatcher does a great job of highlighting that.
Yeah, they don't just describe the job, they actually give you the tools to like, actually pursue it.
Exactly.
Speaking of tools, let's talk about their platform for a sec.
Sure.
It's not just for cocoa experts, right?
Oh, definitely not.
They have resources for, like, anyone looking for a job.
Yeah, they've got tons of career guides, interview tips, all sorts of stuff.
And they're constantly updating it, too.
Yeah, they're really on top of things.
Which is important because the job market is,
Always changing.
Exactly. One thing I wanted to ask about was their AI resume builder.
Oh, yeah, that's a game changer.
So that's the thing where it helps you, like, tailor your resume to those computer programs that companies use now?
Exactly. A lot of companies use those automated systems to filter through applications.
It's like they're screening for robots or something.
Kinda, yeah.
So your resume has to, like, speak robot language.
That's a good way to put it. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI resume builder comes in.
So it helps you get past those robot gatekeepers
Exactly.
and actually get your resume seen by a real human.
Hopefully a human who loves cocoa.
Right?
But seriously, it's a really valuable tool.
No more just throwing your resume into the void and hoping for the best.
Right.
I like that.
And on that note, they also have this cool feature where employers can actually search for potential employees.
Based on their skills.
Yeah, like you put in your skills and experience.
And then what? Like a big cocoa company comes knocking on your door.
Well, not exactly, but it's possible.
So you're saying there might be companies out there looking for someone with my very specific set of skills, and I don't even know it?
It's entirely possible.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
It is, right.
It's like the whole job searching thing has been flipped on its head.
It really has.
Hmm.
It's not just about finding a job anymore. It's about finding the right job for you.
And using all the tools available to make that happen.
Exactly.
That's actually a perfect place to wrap things up. We've gone from the factory floor to, like, the cutting edge of AI.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. But before we go, I have one final thought-provoking question.
Hit me with it.
We've seen how technology is changing everything, even something as, like, traditional as cocoa production. So what other industries out there are being reshaped in ways we might not even realize?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
What's your prediction?
Honestly, I think it's almost everything.
Really?
Yeah, from agriculture to healthcare to,
Yeah.
heck, even podcasting.
Technology is everywhere.
So the key is to, stay adaptable.
Exactly. Keep learning. Embrace the changes.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And hey, if anyone listening is feeling inspired to explore new career paths, or just see how technology is impacting different industries, you know where to go.
RoleCatcher.
They've got a ton of free resources just waiting to be discovered.
It's like a choose-your-own adventure for your career.
I like that.
Find your own path.
And on that note, we'll leave you to your cocoa-fueled career explorations. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive,
Yeah.
and we'll catch you next time.